Hi, and a very warm welcome to this video lecture of mine, which is about respiratory system. My name is Sarmad Iqbal, and I'm a student of BIOL 100H. Today, I'm going to talk about some important processes involved in the respiratory system, and these are breathing and respiration. Breathing, as we all know, is vital to our existence. Breathing is a mechanical activity which draws air into the lungs and which also takes several gases outside our body. There are two stages of it. First stage is known as inspiration or inhalation, where oxygen is being taken inside among other gases, and then oxygen is being absorbed by the body. Second stage is expiration or exhalation, is where carbon dioxide gas is being taken outside the body. Respiration is a different process but is equally important to the respiratory system. Respiration uses oxygen which is present in the air, which is present outside the body. When taken inside, oxygen is being used by respiration to produce energy, and that energy is being used by several body organs, tissues, and cells to perform their functions effectively and efficiently. There are different organs as well involved in the respiratory system, and I'm going to shed some light into that with the help of some slides of PPT that I do have. So let's have a look. So here we see that breathing is being mentioned as well. As I have just mentioned it earlier, breathing in relation to respiration and respiratory system is being mentioned. But now, moving ahead, I'm going to talk about the organs of respiratory system. So first we have nose, which is the main passageway for breathing. It's like a port city in a country where all the imported and foreign goods come first and then they go to other parts of the country. Then we have pharynx. Pharynx is throat and it contains two mouth openings to two different human systems, which are esophagus and trachea. Trachea takes gases to the lungs, esophagus takes food to the stomach. Then we have larynx. Larynx contains vocal cords which vibrate to produce sound. Then we have trachea. Trachea is a windpipe which connects larynx to the lungs. Then these lungs can be seen here as well. And then we go to the bronchus. For bronchus, we need to think of trachea because trachea splits into two bronchi and then each bronchus splits into bronchioles. And then these bronchioles end up into tiny sacs known as alveoli, which are surrounded by capillaries. And these capillaries are extremely important, just like alveoli, bronchioles, bronchus, and other parts of respiratory system are. So I'm going to exhibit and I'm going to show the diagram which shows bronchus, bronchiole, alveoli, and capillary. They can be seen here. Now we talk about the role of blood in respiration. As we all know that blood flows throughout our body, but blood is equally important in respiration as well. As oxygen is being picked up by blood and then cells and tissues of our body, they pick up that oxygen and then that oxygen is being utilized by our body to perform its functions as effectively as possible. Here you can see O2 and CO2 are being mentioned. So O2 is oxygen and CO2 is carbon dioxide. O2 is picked up by blood and CO2 also enters the alveolus. Now moving ahead, we have respiratory disorders. Respiratory disorders are problems and issues which pertain to respiratory system. So these involve asthma, which involves narrowing of bronchioles. Then we have emphysema, which involves damage to alveoli. And then we have SARS, which is a viral infection which has been in the news for a very long time as it was widespread in different parts of Asia and it has been a cause of deaths and it has been a cause of concern to many around the world. Consequence of primary origin of these respiratory disorders is that there will be less availability of oxygen, which is due to the poor exchange of gases. So we need to ensure that there is a greater availability of oxygen and exchange of gases works and occurs effectively and coherently in our body. For our body to work effectively, our body is extremely dependent upon respiratory system. It's one of the most vital body human systems that we do have. So we need to take that into account while we study, while we discuss the respiratory system. Thank you.